Hello and welcome to today's LOL Esports Round Up, where we cover the news of the last 24 hours. That LPL Avalanche is slowing down as the teams fill in their final spots, and we can get back to our normal off-season content. A few teams made some announcements. So Weibo officially filled out their roster with Karsa, as well as re-signed the Shy. So Weibo will now be the Shy, Karsa, Xiaohu, Light, and Crisp. Karsa 3.4 KDA, 558 CS per minute, 68.6 KP, 16.6 kill share, which is very low. 18.2 gold share, 7 champions in 19 games. He's 25 years old. He played with Victory 5 last year and split time with Zhao Lao Bao in summer. It didn't make much sense. Actually, Victory 5 played very well in the early to mid parts of the split. I think we're the last team to be undefeated in the 4 major regions, if I recall correctly, in summer. Played fabulously, and then the wheels fell off, swapping back and forth. Swapping back and forth between Dreams and Rookie for a little while there because of Rookie's need to go back to Korea for personal reasons. Like, it was a weird situation for Victory 5. Karsa is pretty above average now. He's not the great jungler he once was, so we'll see how this goes for Weibo. LGD has signed Meteor. Meteor joins Ning and Baolan as third player that took all of 2022 off and is signed to a roster this year. 437 KDA, 688 CS per minute, 67.8 KP. 24.2 kill share, 20.1 gold share, 9 champions in 38 games, is 23 years old. These are summer 2021 spring stats for BLG. So Meteor has not played for over a year and a half at a pro level. That's why these numbers are a little whack. We definitely were not in a meta last year where players averaged nearly 7 CS per minute in the jungle. And we'll see how that goes. LGD seemed to go really, really budget. They may be the worst Eastern team right now. If I had to hedge my bets on a 17th place team in the LPL, LGD is probably the leader. Speaking of teams that are being built really badly, IG is another. So, IG made some announcements bringing in 2 Korean players and a Korean coach today. Gideon comes from KT. He was their sub last year in the jungle. He played only a couple games in spring, maybe, due to COVID issues, and then played a couple games in summer of 2021. His last extended time of play in the LCK was in 2021 spring when he was likely 18 years old. 258 KDA, 643 CS per minute, 68.6 KP, 24.5 kill share, 19.4 gold share, 8 champions at 22 games, 19 years old as of the moment. So a year and a half ago, very well was 18 for a good portion of this, if not all of it. A young player, he fits the rest of IG. Like I said, IG's building a little bit suspiciously. Gideon kind of fits what they're doing. With the young player Tianjin alongside him and YSKM in top lane, in addition to Nene. But, On and Wink in the bot lane. I mean, IG looks like a disaster waiting to happen. Dove comes in for mid lane. Yes, Sandbox Dove, who played top lane last year, is role swapping back. These numbers are from when he played mid with KT last year. Not last year, actually, the year before. I keep saying last year, but 2021 was 2 years ago now, pretty much. 392 KDA, 853 CS per minute, 70 KP, which is very high for a mid laner. Not very high, but higher than most. A lot of mid laners you see sit in the 60s. 70% Dove got around the rift, made things happen in 2021. And he also was solid in his matchups. 8.5 KP, CS, not getting gapped by every mid laner out there. That's kind of middle of the road. You'd like that to be 8.5 to 9, if not better, but 70 KP makes up for it. So he was a roamer in his day. 31.7 kill share is like primary kill share numbers. Sandbox definitely having a different look to them in 2021. 22-4 gold share, 11 champions in 45 games. Now this is where it gets confusing. 24 years old. So IG bring in an 18-year-old top laner, a 19-year-old jungler. They have a couple, middle-aged players, I believe, in the bot side of the rift. I don't know On and Wink's age off the top of my head. But Dove being 24 years old and will be 25 by the end of the year, by this time next year, definitely doesn't really fit the rest of the team. They made their coaching hire. So Invictus Gaming went with Joker, who was Sandbox's coach in summer, 41 and 49. That run with Sandbox, where they would go out in regional finals, was, his best run. So 41 and 49, kind of middle of the road coach. We'll see how this goes. A better coach than what Anyone's Legend signed. So Anyone's Legend brings in Sword Art to play support. Yes, Sword Art, who played with Flash Wolves, played with TSM, Suning, was with Weibo last year part-time. These numbers are from when he played with TSM in 2021, because last year he didn't play all that many games with Weibo as the sixth man. 213 KDA, 63-2 KP, 6 champions, 13 games. 25 years old. These occurring in 2021 LCS summer playoffs. Sword Art left a lot to be desired in the LCS. A big signing for TSM. Emptied the piggy bank, and they looked awful for doing it. So now he is the support for Anyone's Legend. Maybe that means they're bringing Betty back. Given that Betty was Betty has played with Sword Art before, right? Ming Ji is the head coach. So Ming Ji, I believe, was with Ultra Prime. Not sure, though. Rare Atom, maybe. Regardless, 58 and 98 over his career. So not quite as solid of a coach as Joker. That win rate is very bad. 58 and 98, that's like what? That's not even 40%, probably. 58 divided by 146, 29 divided by 73. We're looking at some weird numbers here, right? 29 plus 29 is 58, plus 29 is 87. So it's above 33%, but it ain't great. So not a good, needless to say, not a good win-loss for that. So I don't think Anyone's Legend's getting better this year. Koi made their roster official. They kept everybody. Otoamne went to Excel, which we've went over. And Sisgenda has joined them in the top lane. So he had a 4 KDA, 858 CS per minute, 55 4 KP, 21 kill share, 23-1 gold share. That's like very high for top laner. 5 champions, 12 games, 21 years old. These occurred in the LFL playoffs. He went on an 8-0 run at play-ins for the EU Masters, but the sample size was only 8 games, so I didn't use it. I'd rather use one with double digits of games. And then actually in the tournament at EU Masters, he was good too. So he played a very good summer, all in all. Definitely earned himself a call-up. And like I think I've said, I wasn't impressed with him when he went with Vitality a couple of years ago with his first opportunity in the LEC, but he was a very young player then, a little bit older now and more experience. I'll take back what I've said about him a bit here and give him an opportunity to, with more experience and a better team, have a chance to kind of just like join the LEC and thrive. So that's it for today's roundup. If you liked it, like the video, subscribe to the channel, become a YouTube member, follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, and thank you for watching.